Hello, this is a free call from
Kristen.
An offender at the Chillicothe Correctional Center.
This call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, press 2. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, Miss Erin. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing good. I got transferred to Chillicothe.
How is it going? I just sent you a letter yesterday, basically asking you a million questions because I kept missing your phone call.
Oh, it's okay. Well, I like it a lot better here than in Vandalia. There's just a lot more level of freedom here. And,
Amazing.
There's just more things to do. Like, I already have a job. I work in the kitchen. I'm actually getting ready to work at 2 to 8, so it keeps me busy.
Awesome.
They haven't put me in GED classes yet because it's, it's kind of a waiting list kind of thing.
Right.
Once they have a spot for me, they'll put me in it. So I'm doing really good. I wanted to call and see how things are going with the documentary.
Yeah, of course. No, I was anxious to hear how the transfer went. The documentary is going really well. It seems like we're probably going to finish it this month. I think Rod and Christy, we were talking about things, and, after the BuzzFeed piece, it was just like, what was that like for you when you heard how many people had read or watched, read about you?
It was, I guess it was kind of scary at first, but
right.
Just last night I had got a letter from a lady in, I think, Washington, and she had put a few dollars on my account, and she sent me a letter, and she was just telling me, about how much I could inspire people and things like that. It was like a letter of support.
Amazing.
It just was wonderful, and it warmed my heart, because I'm like, that's so wonderful that people, think that well of me, So.
Right.
And it was kind of scary knowing like millions of people have read it, but at least people can understand a bit better now.
Yeah.
And then I had got called back to the office because the Dr. Oz show I wanted to do something, I guess an episode or whatever. And I told him, I said that I'm already, doing something, a documentary, and I don't want that to interfere with it. So, and Christy had told me that, as soon as it comes out, and it's like 3 months after or something, that we can go ahead and do those kinds of things. But right now, the HBO thing is kind of our main priority. And I'm like, I'm not going to jeopardize all that hard work for something smaller.
Right, and for like probably a 5 to 10 minute segment.
Mm-hmm.
It's just and that's what we sort of chatted about. Rod and Christy, and then I talked to HBO because they were just sort of nervous because it's like kind of when there's a network like HBO, it's not good if a smaller network basically scoops the story.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of very political, and it's not anything really that you should worry about. But yeah, it was really important that you and then Rod and Christy sort of said that, and it made this whole process so much easier, and I think it's going to be really great.
I think it will too. I'm still waiting. I had taken some pictures in Vandalia, and I'm still waiting to get them, but I guess things move a lot faster here, so I'm like, I bought 2 new picture tickets, and I'll hopefully have pictures of me within the next 3 weeks to send.
Yay.
I've kind of been waiting on that. I'm like, I really need these pictures.
But you want to see how you look, you look so different once you're healthier.
Right, and I'm thinking about getting my hair dyed, so.
What color do you think?
I'm thinking maybe a dark brown, light blonde-ish. Because whenever it grows out, you know how whenever your roots grow out, it has that kind of ombre look to it. So I'm thinking about doing that. I'm not sure. I keep on asking people how I would look with different hair colors.
I think anything would look good. I mean, it's just like, it's about, like, you get to make those choices now.
Right.
You know, like how you want to look and, you know, how you want to present yourself to the world. And I think an exploration is really good.
Yeah. So in all, I'm doing really good. And I got my TV, so I'm able to watch TV whenever I want now. So,
amazing.
Yeah.
What is the book situation there?
The books are good. We have the library. I haven't had any time to go since I've been working all the dang time.
Aww.
But I've kind of familiarized myself with the gym and going and explore different places. It's bigger. It's a bigger prison than in Vandalia, and I was really scared because it does look like a prison. But you know, once you get used to it, it's livable.
Good.
So.
And have you given any more thought to potentially like a suit against the doctors? What are you thinking right now?
Yeah, I had talked to Christy about it, and I also talked to Mike, probably late last month about it, and, you know, Mike really broke it down for me, and, you know, I'm not going to go after, Dr. Flaschenstein because, you know, he really does wish he could have done more, and,
right.
You know, I can see that, you know, he did at least put the word out there. So I'm not going to go after him. But I did talk to Christy about potentially going after Dr. Beckerman.
Right.
And Mike and Christy and Dad, you know, they support that decision.
And so can you talk to me like what it was like to talk? Do you remember interacting with Dr. Steele, your primary physician?
I do remember him.
Yeah. What was he like?
He was professional. What I remember of him, you know, he's a family guy. He had pictures of his, you know, wife and kids in his office. But I remember my mom always saying that we had to be very quiet around him.
Why?
And very careful of what we'd say around him. And I think that my mom thinks that, you know, thought that he was the one that may have called social services. Because I remember her saying that, you know, I think he's the one that called DFS on us, and I just don't feel comfortable around him.
That's what your mom said?
Yeah.
Or that's what you thought?
That's what she said.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he said to me, that he did call DFS, but he said that he kind of, like, specifically took you aside without your mom and tried to ask you questions or, like, you know, spoke with you. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Like, that would be weird, right? That would be something you remember because that would be very rare that happened because your mom was always near you.
Right. I don't remember that ever happening. Now, this might just be my thought. I think that he's a bit afraid that I go after him because,
right.
You know, he was my primary care physician for a couple of years. And he's now the president of the hospital, so he has a very good job, and I'm sure he doesn't want to lose that job. But, you know, I think that's just how things are.
Why do you think he called DFS? What do you think was the sort of the inciting incident, or, like, what do you think made him think to call DFS?
Well, as Mike told me, that Dr. Flaschenstein sent Dr. Steele a letter stating very clearly that there could be Munchausen by proxy going on. And
right.
I think that could have been something, a reason why, perhaps.
Definitely.
So.
I don't know, like, he, you know, we've spoken to him, and I believe Bernardo Flasterstein, because that is the evidence that, like, basically, like, you know, all I can go on is evidence, and Bernardo was the only person that put pen to paper that is, you know, that's in the discovery that, like, this is a problem, like, you know, that that the mom is not a good historian and potentially has Munchausen by proxy. I mean, it's just, yeah, so I mean, I'm sure that you feel similar. Like, you don't know how much to trust Dr. Steele, and you don't know how much to trust doctors in general.
Right. I know that they're not all bad, you know. I know that quite a few of them probably just didn't see what was happening. But I think that Dr. Flasherstein was the one that, really recognized it, and I think maybe even doubted himself, because I read that he had only seen one other case of Munchausen by proxy before, only one time, so...
But you saw Dr. Steele after Dysis came, right?
I think, yeah, we went to see him like 3 times after that, just because it was my yearly checkup. Because I would go to other doctors in Kansas City before, and then see him whenever I'd have my yearly checkup.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And this is, I mean, one other question I was having is, when did Nick basically, you guys stop talking to each other, and basically, you're not really talking at all? When did that take place in terms of the legal stuff that happened?
Well, I'm going to be completely honest with you, because I stopped lying a long time ago. Whenever we got arrested, he was put in one cell, and we were told to be kept, separate, or the police was told to keep us separated at any cost. And they would move him around a little bit, and whenever I'd see him, I'd scream through the glass, "I love you, we're going to get through this, don't worry." And then once we got to Greene County, it was sometime before we got to see each other again. I think September 14th was the next time that we actually saw each other. And it was for court. And he looked angry at me. And I never seen a look like that on his face unless he was really pissed off at me. And so we had to wait till our next court appearance. And I asked him, we weren't allowed to exactly talk, but we would sort of mime to each other and whisper a little bit. And, I asked him, "Are you mad at me? Do you still love me?" And he asked me, "Do you still love me?" And, we both nodded yes. But then as the case started to unfold and my influence, or his influence on me, started to fade, I started to understand more of what kind of person he truly is. So I started to see through him a lot more. And I ignored him for a while, even at court. I just wouldn't look at him. I'd ignore him. He would try to say something to me even in court while we were having court, and I'd just look at the judge, look at Mike, or look at the prosecutor, just anywhere but there. And then in Greene County Jail, there's a recreation room, and both the men's pods and the women's pods are allowed to go, but not at the same time. And I remember seeing his initials on the wall on the rec room, and it said NTG Hearts GB, which is my initials and his initials. And so he suckered me back in, and I wrote back to him. And then he started, I thought he had changed because his personality started to become more Christian-like. He started talking about God a lot more. And that's something that online he never would like to talk about, even though we met on a Christian dating website. As we got more progressive into our relationship, he started saying, "Well, I'm not so much religious as I am spiritual." And so, talking about God and things like that, he would down me for it. And I just thought it weird that now all of a sudden he's talking about God. And I asked him, I said, "You've changed. And, I'm happy. This is a good change in you. It seems like you're bettering yourself." And, he gave me scripture, and I really thought that he had changed. And then all of a sudden he starts with the possessive controlling behavior and taking it, like he used to be really big into BDSM. Now he switched it to putting that same point of a woman is supposed to be submissive to the male, but putting a biblical spin on it, basically. And I saw that right away, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I thought you changed, but you're still doing the same shit you've always done. So I don't want to be with you anymore. So I just broke things off and stopped talking to him after that. And then there was one more court appearance where he was put in a cell adjacent to me, and Mike and Patty was Mike's assistant for a little while, and he had relayed the message that, somebody had made a statement in his pod that he wanted to kill me. And so word got back to me about that. And whenever I saw him, I tried to push it back and ignore him again. But then I'm like, I can't do it. So I go by the window and I mime to him, I heard you want to kill me. And I flipped him off and I told him, do it. I got really ballsy at that point. But it's really empowering for me because it was the first time that I really stood up to him.
Yes.
And after that, never spoke to him since, never seen him since.
Wow.
So, I think that, we kept talking a little bit here and there throughout the process, but then in the end, this is even before I got sentenced for my plea deal, that I broke things off.
Yes.
I was just like, it's over, it's done. I don't want to be with you.
No. And that's probably, obviously for the best, but yeah, it was a relationship.
Right. Yeah. It's not good for me, and
not a healthy one.
He can manipulate me in ways that, maybe I might not see as manipulation at first because that's kind of what I'm used to. So
right.
At least now I'm able to tell a little bit of the difference by having healthy relationships in my life.
And who was the man that you tried to escape with? The man in Arkansas?
Yeah, Daniel Glidewell. He, unfortunately, we were friends for a long time, but now he doesn't answer my calls. I had Christy text him. I even had my cousin Tiffany text him, that I was trying to call and that I'm in DOC, I'm doing good, but he hasn't answered any of my calls or texted them back. So
why do you think that is?
I don't know. He has his life. He has 2 kids. He might be with a new girlfriend that doesn't want him talking to me. Who knows? It's sad that our friendship had to end this way, but, it's just one of those things. I've lost friendships throughout this whole experience. Hello?
Hey, I'm still here.
Okay. But, I'd like him to talk to me again just so I could explain to him a little bit more, because I was texting him the day before the murder, and I was also texting him while we were on the run. So, and I told him that, Nick said to tell people, if I wanted to talk to them or say goodbye to them one last time, tell them that Mom kicked me out of the house and, I'm heading up to Wisconsin to live with Nick. So that's what I told Dan. And, but that was a lie. So.
Yeah. So you guys met at VisionCon?
Yeah.
Do you think he's a good guy, or did he seem like additionally somebody that has predatory behavior?
No, not at all.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Okay.
He's a good guy. He just doesn't like to be in any drama.
Right.
And whenever it comes to me, drama is circulating around me. You know, it seemed like, you know, my mom is the one that, you know, told everybody that he was a pedophile preying on a 14-year-old girl, and that he was, you know, trying to dishonor me and things like that. And that's what she told all his friends, all her friends. So he got a lot of backlash after that.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
That was her sort of lying about that. He was like actually a nice guy.
Right. Yeah.
Right. He was just trying to help
right.
you in a very difficult situation. Yeah.
Right. He didn't know all of everything that was going on. I only told him some of it whenever I kind of pieced certain parts together. But now he knows everything. And the last time I spoke to him was for his birthday, August of last year. And I was in Greene County Jail. I called him, and he's like, "What have you been up to? You're all over the news." And I'm like, "I'm in a really bad situation. I've got myself into a really bad mess." And he's like, "Well, you know, he's been in jail before for past drug use, but now he's out of that lifestyle." And he's like, "Well, just, you know, keep your head down, keep quiet, and you'll be fine." You know, he was giving me encouragement. So
that's good. Well, I hope that maybe after his life calms down a bit, he can reach out, or, you know, you can try him again. Maybe you guys can reconnect.
Right.
Maybe the film will help with that.
Right. Yeah. Well,
because it has so much more of the backstory. Like, the BuzzFeed piece was incredible, obviously, but this is really about, you know, it's like the whole story.
Yeah. When people try to, you know, ask me, "So what's your story?" I'm like, "It's a very long, long, long story." Right. And whenever I try to explain, it comes out all wrong, and everybody's confused. So I'm like, "Well, just wait till you get out, watch an HBO documentary, read this article, and it'll explain everything for me."
Good.
Yeah. I did tell everybody about the documentary, so a lot of people should be watching it.
Great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And you should be getting a letter from me.
Okay.
Probably, I guess I sent it in the mail yesterday, so then that's like either this week or early next week.
Okay, that's good.
But I really do like phone calls, and I just always have my phone on silent. So never think that I'm not picking up. Like implicitly I'll say this, like, I want to talk to you. So so I really appreciate you calling me and letting me know that the transition is going well, and I'm proud of you for getting a job, and it's very good. You're doing all the right things.
Thank you. Well, I guess I gotta get my butt to work. So
Amazing.
I'm going to talk to you later, and I hope everything goes good and you have a good day.
You too. Allison says hi, too. She's here with me.
Okay, tell her hi for me.
I will. All right, talk to you soon, Gypsy.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye, babe.
The caller has hung up.